I want to turn it over to Representative Tlaib.
Thank you so much, all of you, for your courage, for being here today, to understand our shared humanity, to honor the lives of journalists killed in Gaza since the genocidal campaign began. In the last 3 months, we know the Israeli government forces have killed at least 112 journalists and media workers in Gaza. 56 journalists in Palestine have been arrested according to the Palestinian Journalist Syndicate. But in the words of Yusuf Maher Dawas, a young poet who died alongside his family in Gaza, we are not numbers. And it's so important, as being the only Palestinian American serving in Congress, that I try as much as I can to have many of my colleagues and so many others to understand we cannot continue to just talk about the numbers. Palestinians are human beings. Behind each of these numbers was a name, was a life, with a loving family and a future. Israeli government's brutal attacks have made Gaza the deadliest place in the world for journalists and their families. This is according to the United Nations. Human rights experts have determined that Israel's government's attack on journalists were deliberate and part of a wider pattern to silence journalists covering Israel's war crimes. Palestinian journalist Anan Osmar says journalists and media workers are being targeted in order to, quote, shut down the coverage, end of quote, of Israeli government's atrocities. Multiple investigations, as you all know, from Human Rights Watch to Reuters to Amnesty International, have all concluded an Israeli airstrike that killed a group of journalists on October 13th was indeed targeted and deliberate. The Israeli government's military admitted to deliberately killing Al Jazeera journalist Hamza Dodua, and a targeted airstrike that also killed AFP's journalist Mustafa Zorahia. Hamza was the oldest son of Al Jazeera's Gaza bureau chief. You all know. A few months ago, Wael also lost 12 family members, including his wife. Has 15-year-old son, his 7-year-old daughter, and his infant grandson in Israeli airstrike. Again, we are not numbers. We are human beings. Tonight, we also hold space and an honor. Tonight, we also hold space and honor the life of Shireen Abu Akleh and continue to seek justice for her. Despite Netanyahu's ongoing genocidal campaign, Palestinian journalists have continued reporting from Gaza under extremely dangerous circumstances, y'all, to continue showing the world the truth about these atrocities. We call on the international community to please come together to investigate Israeli government's war crimes for its repeated attacks on journalists. Please join me in this moment of silence for all the journalists who have been killed in the past 3 months as we honor their lives. Please, everyone, a moment of silence.